how design sprint and lean inception are different in which specific parts. So, well, participants. Paulo, do you want to expand a little there?
Yeah, I'll start with my experience on. I've been on quite a few design sprints as well, and lots of lean inceptions, right? Usually on the lean inception, there is more people because you have people from the business side that want to bring the business context, for that area of the product or whatever solution you are trying to solve. Then you have, I like to call it like UX or user representative, user experience people that many times those are also part of the design team, right? People that look after the user, that's going to think of the best solution according to the user needs. And then you have the technologists, the engineers behind that thing, and all of them are in the room. It's not like, oh, first we decide and then we send to the technologists. No, they're together in the room, especially nowadays because technology is very, it's part of all the product. Like we shouldn't think about the product and then invite the technology people at the end. We do this together, especially on the brainstorming. So the participants on the inception is all these people, despite of being only the design aspect of the product. So definitely there is more people there on the inception and perspectives that sometimes are more, I would say, conflicting. Sometimes the business point in one direction, the technology is like, no, but we cannot do this way if the current technology are pointing there, and the UX people are pointing in a different direction. So the participants on the inception, it's more people. And I want to ask you, Matteo, what's your experience on the participants on the design sprint?
Well, yeah, design sprints, you can imagine design people, subject matter experts, right? Business people there, sometimes tech people, sometimes not, right? In my opinion, one tech representative should be always there because risk, right? It's not, design sprint doesn't have any, let's say, it's not highly focused on risk, it's highly focused on produce a prototype to answer a business question or to validate an idea, right? But I always encourage teams to have one tech representative, right? That is, as you mentioned, it's not happening with lean inception. Lean inception is required, right? A tech representative is required, and as you mentioned, because we need to focus, we need to relevate or to analyze risk before prioritizing and let's say
the whole team participate. Sometimes the security person is there as well. Not sometimes. If it is a bank, for example, the security person is there, and like you have the DevOps person, and testers are there, and the junior engineers there as well. And like everybody's on it together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
On my view, the design sprint, like you have the design team. Of course, the design team is not only the people that do design, but like people very close to the design team, and the focus is on the design. That's why we have usually it's a smaller team, right? Don't bring the whole engineering team. It's a design sprint. It's not a...
Totally. Something, Paulo, that I want to mention quickly is that we will left some time to question and answers at the end, because I saw Guilherme raise a hand there. So yeah, we will have time for that. Well, decision maker, that is actually something that is key in design sprints, right? Actually, it's part of the pre-design sprint, something that you need to discuss with the company or entrepreneur or team that you will run this. Why? Because sometimes there are sponsors, right, that wants to, let's say, go walk through a path, right? And when co-creation and decisions and voting and everything start to misalign or go into a different path, so the decision maker is the one that has like the best, not the best, the big dot there, right, to vote, and in some way take care of the big picture, right, of the course of the 5 days. Not needed in the inception, Paulo.
It's quite the opposite. In inception, you don't want to have a decision maker, exactly because you have very conflicting perspectives, business, UX, and technology. So by all means, no decision maker. You have the facilitator. And then the facilitators guide in the conversation. And at the end of the week, we try to find the intersection or the compromise, and that's going to be on the MVP, but there is no decision maker. Of course, when you go to the sequence and the MVP canvas, you're deciding, oh, this, and this, it's going to form our MVP. And with this, we can validate that thing that's important for us now. Together, the group will decide. It's not a decision maker, one person, that will decide. So that's a big difference.
Exactly. It's more Leanception is more balanced. Let's say, right? Lots of discussions, different lenses, right? And that will balance the solution.
Yeah, but on the other hand, like you end up with the plan for the MVP, which does not have the design yet. That's why you still have space to make decisions later about the design.
Totally. So, well, and the other difference, huge difference, I must say, is the outcome, right? Well, design sprint is to, as I mentioned before, is to produce a prototype and test it, right? So you will put something real, let's say, a prototype in the world, and the inception, the MVP, right?
Yeah, the inception, you leave it with the plan for the MVP. It's very different outcomes. Prototypes are prototypes. You can see you have put in front of you select a few users, right? 5 users, and they touch it. Oh, I like this prototype. On the inception, no, we don't put in front of anyone because you still don't have an interface. You have a plan for the MVP, and that's it. Like Lean Inception is closer to Lean Startup. Like there's some sentence like I don't totally agree with it, but like, oh, the users don't know what they want. So you figure out you're going to build an MVP to validate if that fits the needs of the users. So you don't put in the hands of the users in that week. You're going to put soon after, because MVP shouldn't take a long time to build it. But
exactly, yeah. And that's the beauty of these both methodologies, right? That has different outcomes, but in some way you need them both, right?